Welcome back to the JLL Coaching Pod, episode 30. 30 episodes, that is a big deal. Big bloody deal. I'm super proud of myself, actually. Do an episode a week for 30 weeks, and I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. This journey so far has taught me a lot about public speaking, creating stories, sharing information in a digestible manner. And I'm super grateful for it. I've just done a marathon with a couple of friends yesterday, Pat and Chris, and Eleanor, my girlfriend, and Daniela, Pat's girlfriend, were on the bike supporting us the whole way. It was a phenomenal experience. You do have these moments in life and these experiences where you really feel like you are genuinely changing and transitioning as a person, and that was 100% one of them. To set the scene, I woke up not feeling the best, did about 6,000 poos in the morning, definitely nervous. Boys arrived, bit chaos always, wrong addresses, people landing in wrong locations, but we got going about 12 o'clock. The sun was shining, 23 degrees-ish, and we got moving. We got rocking and a-rolling, and the legs were tired just as we were starting. And before in my mind, I was like, today is going to be pain. Today, I'm ready to hurt. I'm ready for war. That is just going to be my day today. And it was, naturally, started. First 10K, we moved out pretty slow and steady. Chaos with the watches and the Stravas and navigating how fast we were running and the paces. Because Pat's watch said we were absolutely flying at 4-minute 15 kilometers, which we definitely weren't. But we got in a groove. We were just going up and down a path 4 times. That was the plan, but it was actually needed to do it 5 times to finish it, so we underestimated the distance. And yeah, first 10K, smooth, pretty slow, I would say. I think we could have done that a little bit faster, and that would have set us up better for the rest. That's what I would change next time, slightly faster pace, and I need a watch to test the pace. Then next 20Ks, so up to 30, 32 kilometers, we were all pushing together. Speed came up, doing well. Got the Percy Pigs from Eleanor, the Lucasades. It was amazing to have that support from the girls on the bike. It was phenomenal. Huge for morale. Whenever you needed water, it was there. Bosh, perfect. And then at about 32, Pat and Chris started to hurt. Pat really started to hurt in his hips. But boy, they did so well to keep going. My calves were cramping. It was not ideal. I think next time I'll be more dialed with the nutrition. A bit more salt, potentially. I need to honestly look into it and get it right next time if I want to do any good, so kind of good time. The time was 3 hours, 39 minutes. Second marathon I've ever done, and I think I took about 16 minutes off, maybe even a bit more, maybe 18 minutes off my best time before, which is pretty solid. Again, I think I had more in the tank, particularly if I'd been smarter, less training in the week before, because I still trained legs, did a bunch of plyometrics. But yeah, honestly, the places your mind goes during a marathon are absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love it. My mind was just there is always more to give. That's just what I kept saying in my head. There is always more to give. There is only work and love, and it's the same thing. It's the same damn thing. And at was a point I was just I know the next 6 to 10 months per se, around that kind of time, I'm just going to be a dog and work so hard to get stronger, to get fitter. I've done so much work and research and learning about physical qualities and how to develop them. and I just feel like I'm so ready to apply that knowledge and get some outstanding results. Not like I haven't been pushing hard and getting good results already, but it just feels like you get that feeling when you're doing something so hard that you are ready to level up. That's literally how I felt. It sounds cringe, whatever, don't give a shit. That was me in that run, and I was buzzing. The feeling of confidence and peace after doing something so challenging is the best feeling. I have that this morning, and there's less ego when you do something so challenging. There's less cognitive capacities to be someone apart from who you really are, which I love. Doing hard things peels away the bullshit. It peels away the ego. It peels away everything you think you need to be so you can be who you truly are, which is what I absolutely love. And I honestly think, this is going to sound so cocky, but that wasn't that hard, because there's so many other people out there doing way harder things. If you just look on social media for 30 seconds, a marathon is like, it's nothing. And I feel fit enough to go and do that. So I had that in my mind as well. I was like, this isn't that bad. We definitely could push ourselves further. I could push myself further. But it was such a good day. Doing hard things with friends and support, like the love from the girls, like just that kind of experience. It's unparalleled. I would imagine if you're building a business, or if you work, I always think of lawyers because I work with so many lawyers. They work so hard, and I can only imagine that ideally that bonds them, because they're there just grafting hours, and it's not easy. But I can imagine they have this same feeling of adaptation, of a change within themselves and who they are. It's hard to relate. I mean, I would say sometimes I get that with my personal training sessions, but it's less quantifiable and objective. The results I get become more consistent and better for all of my clients over the years. But that's hard to quantify, and it's so much easier to do that with something like running or lifting weights, because you have the statistics right there in front of you. You understand exactly what's going on, and that is just so powerful. This podcast is just a reflection over this marathon. It's not anything special or fancy, or I'm not talking about any deep scientific topics. I'm just here to discuss my experiences in the work, and how much it means to me, and how grateful I am for this experience and the emotions this morning. Like the body is sore, and it feels fantastic to have that pain and that feeling in my body due to the work that we did yesterday. And I'm so proud. I'm so proud of what we did. And like, Chris and Pat aren't as trained for running, I would say. Pat's nutrition was atrocious, but they definitely had a harder time because of their fitness level and Pat's nutrition. I think Pat's just as fit as me, if not fitter, but he didn't eat enough food throughout. For example, we burnt over 4,000 calories and he consumed about 300, which is just not enough, in my opinion. I think he would smash it with a bit more nutrition. But I could just see, like, Chris has worked maybe 14, 15, 16 hours every day the last week, plus trained every day. Me and Pat took Thursday, Friday off pretty much. I mean, I've filmed some videos on Thursday, but it wasn't anything intense or proper. Chris is just on a different level, and being around someone who is on that different level levels you up. This psychopathic mentality that David Goggins puts out there in the world. Like, when we first started, Chris was like, I have a proposition for you guys. He's got a really deep Greek voice. I have a proposition for you guys when we get to kilometer 42. And he was going to say, I knew he was going to say it, I guess. I was like, mate, you're just going to say, let's keep going and do 50 kilometers or whatever. We didn't do that in the end, but that's the kind of guy Chris is. Like, he is a savage, a savage from head to toe. There is no two ways about it. And I think you can actually get a grasp of my feelings and my experience of doing this challenging thing. And I'm not going to ask you to go and do that if you don't want to. All I can tell you is the joy and the gratefulness of peeling away the dog shit, the bullshit that we put up, the barriers we put up to protect ourselves in our day-to-day life, in work, in social situations, whatever. All of that gets peeled away from this work, from this ability to see quantifiable progress, this ability to see when I do work, this outcome happens and it's positive. There's a point you want to stop. You want to stop in a marathon, but there is no option to stop. You really want to. It hurts. You will cramp when you have to go up a hill, when you have to stop for a car to go past, when you have to pause to try and get people out of your way. There is so many opportunities to quit and stop. I know there was a point I could see Pat and his hips were just like, no, I can't do this. And he kept going. Like, you want to stop, but you can't. And it does something to you as a human being. And it's the best feeling. You can see why people get so addicted to the work. Because there's no bullshit. It just peels away and leaves who you truly are at the gate, behind the gate. And it's the best thing. Yeah, I'm so grateful for this experience. Grateful for the podcast. First 30 episodes done. Absolutely buzzing, and proud of myself, proud of the boys, and so grateful for the girls to support us. Yeah, emotional times. Then we had pizza. Went out to get pizza after. What a vibe. Gracie's Pizza. Got the t-shirt on. Top 3 pizzas in the UK, without a doubt. Probably my favourite. I'm biased. But yeah, good experiences. I'm going to end this podcast with a little story from Tom Hardy. And just watched it this morning, and it hit me right in the feels. And basically it's just a short saw on the YouTubes of him, and he's like talking about a period in his life when his ex-girlfriend broke up with him, and his dad called. I think it was his dad or someone called him, and he was like, I can't lie to this guy, I just broke up with my ex, I'm feeling shit. And he was like, do you remember the floods in Oxford? I don't know these floods, but there were floods back then apparently. And what happened to the boy? And the boy basically got stuck somewhere. His foot got stuck somewhere, and they couldn't free him in time. And the water levels kept rising and rising and rising. And eventually he died. And the guy on the phone said to Tom Hardy, no, that would not happen to me. I would say, cut it off. Because a piece of you has to die sometimes. Those layers that you build up have to die and disappear so you can become someone else, something better, something new. Hope you have a good day. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. See you next time.